here's a crazy idea. Maybe it's not about the people that I keep choosing to bring into my life doing things to me. Maybe it's something about me that I need to fix. I was probably about 38 years old when that started to sink in finally, 38, 39. And then I went through this really fun phase of being in that manifestor energy, right? Like I'm going to control everything and I'm going to fix everything. And, you know, for me, that showed up through fitness. I used to be very out of shape, very overweight. And I spent about 3 years of getting in really good shape. But that was like the push energy, the striving, and I was able to make that happen. But even that isn't the solution in the end, because you've gone from a place of just being completely, going from being in a place of, I have no idea what's going to happen, I don't have control over anything, to I'm going to control everything and it's going to turn out the way I want, except you don't have control over everything.
Right.
But I would say for me that really started to happen a couple of years after my divorce, when I started to see some of the benefits of being able to take control, set goals, actually talk about and think about what, you know, about the time you're setting goals, you're starting to ask yourself, well, what's my goal, right? What do I actually want to do? Where do I actually want to be? You have to start having some success with taking steps towards something before you even dare open up your heart to the idea that I might actually be able to do the things I want to do.
Yeah.
And when you start to think like that, then you start to say, well, what's possible? And when you start thinking about what's possible, then you start to really broaden your horizons. And I think like education for me, working in public school, there's a beautiful, you know, there's a safety net there. There's also a pretty hard ceiling. You and I talked about that. And so as you start to see your potential as a human being, you want to move the ceiling out of the way, because you start to focus less on, well, at least I've got this really nice safety net here. And you start to believe in yourself more, and you're less worried about falling down, and you start to become more worried about the limits on what is possible. And then you start to really expand your horizons, and you start to look at the box you kind of put yourself in, and you start to say, how do I start to move out of this box and into something much bigger? Because there's really no danger, you know, in being who I am. In fact, the pain starts to shift, you know, and like people like Tony Robbins talk about this, that when you start to make changes in your life is when you recognize there's more pain associated with staying where you are than there is with going for what you want.
Yeah, that's such a typical, and thank you for that. There were so many nuggets in there. So like, it's just, if you're listening, go like rewind like 2-3 minutes and just listen to that and break that down, because there was so many pieces that are what I've seen is really pivotal in men specific. I'm going to speak to men because that's who I talk to a lot. In what was pivotal in their next step in life, where they really kind of started to stop living in a numb existence, or in just this place where this is the expected, it's safe. And really it's just garbage. But I don't want to restate it all. It's that last 2-3 minutes where there's so many nuggets in there. And I would challenge listeners, like if you're feeling like you're stuck or you haven't hit this place, where a lot of the guests are talking about this growth that they've gone through in these places of self-actualization and really understanding who they are and breaking free. It's like, what is the formula? Well, go back and listen, because all of those things are part of the formula.